myself. I found most people don't know who they are. They really don't.
What do you mean? I mean, I know my name, I know my age, I know where I live.
Yeah, that's not
what
you,
else
though.
is there?
If you ask the average person who they are, they'll give you their name. They'll say, I'm Bob Proctor, but I'm not. Bob and Proctor are two words. My parents give them to me. They're called names, but it's not me. It's my name. Then somebody will say, well, this is me, but this isn't me either. It's my body. Like, you never phone down here to the studio and say, body won't be in today. It's sick.
Okay.
You know, we don't say am hand or am leg. It's my hand, my leg, my body, my name. Who am I?
Learning how to concentrate is absolutely essential for success. As a matter of fact, it is impossible for you to accomplish anything worthwhile in life without the ability to concentrate and stay with it until it's complete. Time and motion studies have shown this. If you start a task and put it down, come back to it and pick it up. Start it, put it down, and repeat this cycle. It can take you 500% more time to finish than if you picked it up and carried it through completion. Alec McKenzie, the great time management expert, calls this handling. Once you've made a list of what you have to do, organize your goals, and determined the highest and most valuable priority, begin working on it and stay with it until it's finished. Some people say, well, if I stay with this task until it's finished, I won't get anything else done. That doesn't matter. If it's the most valuable thing you have to do, it is the most important thing you could be working on.
See, I think we live simultaneously on three planes of understanding. We're spiritual creatures.
If you're not working on the most valuable use of your time, just exchange the word time for life and say, what is the most valuable use of my life right now? Remember, if you are working on a second order priority, you are, relatively speaking, wasting your time and wasting your life.
You know, all of man's problems arise because he cannot sit by himself in a room for 30 minutes alone.
How do you never miss a day? He goes, when I wake up at 5 a.m. and I don't feel like getting out of bed, I think about my 11 a.m. self. And it hit me. Every single time we make decisions, we're not just making decisions for how we feel right now. We're making decisions for how we're going to feel in 3 hours. We're making decisions for how we're going to feel tomorrow. When we stop having the mindset that the little things don't matter, that our decisions don't matter, I think we'll be so much better at making decisions.
If the great women and men of the world, the great history makers, the great poets, the great philosophers, the great movement makers rose before the sun, there is a magic in the air at 5 a.m. And that's why the 5 a.m. Club is so transformational, because it's the time of greatest quietude. And I believe tranquility is the new luxury on our planet. It is a time of intimate creativity because you've just been rested. Your brain is fresh. There's very recent cutting edge science coming out now. When you sleep, your brain actually has a mechanism to wash itself.
It's hard to wake up before the sun rises. So why do people do it? If you're getting up at 5 a.m., you best believe you're doing something productive. Because if you're not, then why be awake? You may as well just go back to sleep. However, if it's late at night, you can easily just put a movie on or scroll through TikTok because it doesn't take up any energy that you've already exerted throughout the day. The difficulty of waking up early forces you to be productive for the first 2 hours of the day. Trust me, you're going to be way more productive from 5 a.m. to 7 a.m. than you would be from 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. But then you have people say, I'm a night owl, not a morning person. All this is saying is you're being lazy. How do you define being a night owl? Have you tried the alternative? Have you tried getting up early for 1 month and seen the results? Don't use terms like this as an excuse. Just start waking up earlier.
Because it's so fundamentally important. The gateway into self-love, where you love yourself and you have faith in your dreams and you honor yourself and you respect yourself. Self-love is so important. But the gateway into self-love is self-care. The more you learn to take care of yourself and do good things for yourself and nurture yourself, such as getting up at 5 a.m. and giving yourself a period to feed your mind,
as a loser who wakes up at 5 a.m. and works out. It is so hard to do, and if you are losing in life and you're not happy with where you are, get up early and work out.
Dude, I hate when you say that. I get out of bed at 7 or 8, but I'll be doing stuff until 1 a.m. Whenever you see that, I feel so guilty.
I'm not saying it on the other end that you can't win. I'm saying if you're not happy with your position in life, one of the biggest reasons is that you need to change your self-identity. You need to start identifying as a winner. Exactly what Nick said. Like, you need to create evidence that proves to yourself that you're a winner. And waking up early and working out is the easiest way to do that.
When you wake up in the morning, your willpower is strongest. When you wake up in the morning, you've got a full well of mental focus, and we know that focus in our world is even more valuable than intelligence. And I could go on the benefits. I mean, you get up at 5 a.m., you've got the world to yourself. There's no crowds. You can think, you can plan, you can care for yourself in a world where so many people are so depleted.
And if you want to be a man, this is what you do. If you want to stay a boy, go and do what your other friends do. But men say, you know what? No, I'm actually not going to go hook up with a bunch of girls. I'm going to save myself for marriage. Actually, I'm not going to go do that. But if you want to go be a boy, go do that. It takes no skill and no talent and no self-restraint whatsoever just to follow your flesh. An animal can do that. A dog can do that. Do you know what mature people do? Mature people say no to what feels good and they pursue what is good.
Before the sun rises is the time of least distraction. Before the sun rises, where you can build intimacy and fluency with what you want to stand for in your day. Before the sun rises, the luxury and tranquility of the early morning hours, you can do that deep inner work that will allow you to go out in the world and play at your best. So what the 20-20-20 formula is simply this. There's 3 pockets. The first pocket is move, 5 to 5:20. And you get into the sweaty exercise because, like I mentioned, it releases neurotransmitters, it reduces the cortisol, increases your metabolic rate, which gives you more energy. So now, and serotonin as well, which gives you joy.
If you want to wake up early in the morning, go to bed earlier. Now, the first night, you're going to have a hard time. What you do is the next morning, you wake up early anyways. That first night, you only got 5 hours worth of sleep, and now you're tired throughout the day. Good. Because then when you get to bed that night, you will turn off that computer, and you'll be able to go to bed earlier like you wanted to. So you have to start the cycle of waking up early by waking up early. You can't start the cycle by going to sleep early.
If you wake up and every day you obsess over something and you live and breathe it, and that's what you think about, that's what you do, that's what you study on and off, that's what you stay up every night grinding, and no one else even gives a flying about it, it's like, you just feel like a weirdo.